built. In some cases, they were packaged apps that we offer. In some cases, they were custom apps that could be built in a matter of days and weeks, not months and years. So this could be the way in which you design, for example, your various different living room designs from what's available at Home Depot. But one of the beautiful things about an iPad or an iPhone is it's got a camera. So imagine that I could take a picture, for example, of my room. This is my room. And I want to pick various different colors. This is, again, think of that Asian paints type of example, where I want to paint this wall, for whatever reason, I don't know why. So an orange, and this one a teal. And then I want to actually position some items from the inventory on the actual store. So here I picked a bed. I'm going to move this and put this out here. Rotate it around. Like a dresser. I should just keep my day job. Okay, you get the idea. My wife does the room designs at our home. But nonetheless, you get the idea. The point here is that you're able to simulate what you may want your house to look like. Rather than tear out pages of a catalog, you've got now the ability to do this in a virtual, gamified kind of environment. So virtual reality, gamification, all place their way into the mobile world. All of this is possible because of the way in which you're able to build mobile applications and make a system of engagement. That could be the way in which you design a room. Let's take you through a couple of other examples. This is a much more process-oriented application where, for example, you have a utilities company. This is one we're working with Hydro One in Canada, where you want to offer their field service reps a simple way by which they can navigate to the work order they have for fixing a particular part where they're supposed to go work on. So here you see, I first showed you a map of all the locations. You have the work order, the maintenance history of the parts you're supposed to fix. You may even have a camera that's sitting right at that location. You remember that sort of three-dimensional view I had in a retail application? It's the exact same code, for those of you who are technical, that we're using here. We think of those as just sort of blocks of code, BLOX. We call them mobile blocks. We can use them over and over again in our application. But let's go back and now look at not just the actual item that we're looking to fix. This is a transformer or a generator. We can actually look at a three-dimensional view of that component using the three-dimensional visual enterprise product that we acquired called Right Hemisphere last year. So we've now taken that component of three-dimensional viewing and embedded inside our application. So think about this now being something that, in the hands of a field service rep, makes it significantly easier for them to do their job. This is the future of how a lot of asset management and field service is going to evolve. So we bought a company named Cyclo that does this better than anybody else. And you're going to see this type of application front end built on top of the Cyclo products, so that you're able to now provide every one of your folks who are doing field service or asset management a very cutting edge set of tools on a mobile device. Just so you know that this could be more than just the ways in which you handle assets. We're doing this now, this three-dimensional viewing, in a number of other industries. That same field service type of scenario, I was talking to one of the airlines in Europe, and they're building a mobile application on our platform where they will have the ability to provide their field service engineers who are sitting in the hangar fixing it or doing the maintenance on a 747 or a 380 or whatever have you. Now they've got an iPhone for the engineers or an iPad for the supervisors, which walk them through the work order of what needs to get done. But I said, listen, beyond just a simple list for the work order, what if we actually gave them a way by which they could look at the insides of the plane of what needs to get fixed with a three-dimensional viewer that walks inside all of the aspects of what needs to get fixed with a simple bill of material navigation. This is what three-dimensional viewing from the Right Hemisphere product lets you do. And now you have all of the bill of materials for that plane service job decomposed so that you can look at what needs to get done. Simple, easy. There's a saying in English, a picture speaks 1,000 words. We think a three-dimensional picture speaks 10,000 words, and that's what we're doing to bring this type of beautiful experience to a mobile device. So these are the types of possibilities that are possible. I want to show you one other application before I bring Fred on board to show a few consumer applications. This is in the medical healthcare area. So, you know, one of the things we love about doctors is they're all extremely smart, but their handwriting typically sucks. Okay? So what if we could offer a doctor a simple way by which on an iPad they're able to look at all the patients in the wards, okay? And here, for example, these are the patients that they're tracking. They have the vital stats of this particular person, the blood pressure, the temperature, pulse, the documents potentially that might be coming from a referring physician. This could be HIPAA-compliant documents that have come in. Images, there could be an X-ray, digitized X-rays. Why have the doctor carry around these pieces of plastic called X-rays? Digitized in so they can zoom in if they want to. Or CT scans. This thing's pretty cool. One of the things that doctors like to do is look at various different angles of the head in a CT scan. So we can do that now where we pick one, we pick a second, we compare this together, and here we could look at one view while zooming in on the other. All of this in the comfort of an iPad that you put in the hands of the doctor. This significantly changed the way in which a doctor could not just treat their patients but save lives. So you see here a number of different application possibilities of what we're trying to get built in a B2E context. Okay? And what I'd like to do now is invite Fred on stage to, he's the guy who had the pink trousers and the, not quite Fred, but I'd like to introduce you.
Thanks, Sanjay.
Fred's going to show us a couple of consumer demos too, because this same concept of how we build B2E applications is taken to a whole new level when we think of a consumer app. So take it away, Fred.
Yeah, I didn't bring my pink pants with me, but I did bring my favorite magazine, and we'll use this in a little bit. We've seen a couple of apps that allows us to reach people within our enterprise, and I'm going to show you now a couple that allows you to reach users outside the boundaries of our enterprise, but still using exactly the same platform as we've been talking about this morning. The first one is an app for citizens. Get in here for a second. Wait, 1, 2, 3. There we go. Perfect. I'm just waiting for it to turn around. That's tracking again. There it is. So this is an app that a city might put out to reach their citizens. And as a concerned citizen, I'm always looking out for how to improve our city. And when I find an issue, I can report it. So let's imagine we have a pothole right here. Let's imagine that this is my pothole. That's your pothole right here. Perfect. There we go. So I can take a picture of any incident, broken street light, a pothole, anything serious. We've got all these categories here which allow me to report it, so that, you know, within our organization, it'll go to the right person to deal with it. So I can create my pothole, it knows where I am, it knows my current location, obviously I'm on a mobile device. And I can say, please fix. Right, so maybe somebody fell through the pothole. So we can say, please fix, and we can actually submit this report. We get a nice little thank you note. And what's interesting about this is it's not just about reporting, but it's about follow-up. And I can say, here's the issues that I reported, and now I've got connection back to my city. And the purpose of most of these apps is exactly this. It's to build loyalty with the users that we build applications for. And this is something we couldn't do before until we had these mobile devices and these very, very personal experiences.
And Fred, I think this was inspired by one of the cities that we're working with that wanted to get the citizens working for them, so to speak. And this is one of the ways in which you can find the entire millions of people in a large city. Now in a simple iPhone app, we're able to report problems, and now we look like a much more progressive, tech-oriented city.
Absolutely. Instead of talking about thousands of users or tens of thousands, we can talk about millions of users when we look at these applications.
Okay. So that's called Citizen Connect, a simple application that you can download.
Now we have another one, again, built on exactly the same platform, and this one, again, takes the concept of brand loyalty even further. So when I'm not wearing my pink pants, I'm usually shopping for makeup. You guys will notice that, and I know this is frustrating to me, is that when we see something that we want to buy it right away. So what I have here is an ad for, like, coincidentally, makeup. And we have a technology that we use, which allows us, and I promise I'll get this wired, allows us to take a picture of this ad, scan it, there we go, take a picture. Now imagine I could do this at home, I could do this on a TV screen, I could do this in the bus. So no matter where, now we're taking the commerce where the users are, no matter where I am, if I use this picture and scan it, right, I can find out what this product is. So there's no more barrier to commerce. So we'll scan the ad and recognize the product. In this case, it's a, oh boy, million lashes. I can say more detail. Now, we could go ahead and transact this right here. I could purchase this, and when I get home, this product would be here for me. But why stop there, right? We know who the customer is. I have a relationship with this customer. So if I say, create a look for me, based on what I've bought before, I'm a little bit scared now, because you guys know all of my shopping habits, but actually take this product based on my history, my skin type, my hair color in this case, suggest complementary products, and actually say, package them up and bundle them. I'm actually going to get a few more of these, and actually check out, complete the transaction right here. We're going to process this on my account, and now I'm already going to receive my rewards, my loyalty point directly in the app. So if I was in a bus taking a picture of an ad, by the time I get home, my product would actually be there waiting for me. So again, we're really just trying to change that relationship.
Very good.
Between
You can
consumers
see
and brands.
here an example of how mobile commerce and the way in which you can touch actual consumers built into an application that uses potentially a lot of big data and analytics behind the scenes that could all be running on it to be able to now provide consumers upsell and cross-sell opportunities.
Absolutely.
I think you've got one more to show,
We've
right?
got one more. This is an app that we built for a hockey team in Germany. Coincidentally, one that we sponsor. But basically, again, we take this concept of loyalty points. Here I get all the information about the team. I get all the history, everything I'd expect if I'm a big fan. Go Giants.
Right. Have a Giants one too, so
We should have a Giants one.
so the next season.
Here's my playing card, my stats as a fan. But the point of this is, as I engage with the team, I'm getting stats, loyalty points, a personal profile, and now we have this relationship that we can build through the mobile device. But again, all of the business-to-employee apps, business-to-consumer apps, and the loyalty apps are all built on the same
One
platform.
of the things SAP is doing a lot now is sponsoring these types of apps for some of the sporting teams. So you'll see a lot of apps that we're now building for the 49ers. We're doing things for a number of other NBA teams. And we think that many of these consumer apps for the sporting teams become a great way of us building a brand in the consumer world.
Yep, and we have one more quick one, which
All right.
is something called Photo Drive.
This is great.
And I'm actually not going to demo this today, but I'm going to encourage you guys to go in the Apple App Store and download this on your device. This is a great app. It allows you to create these private tribes of pictures and share them, invite people to use them on their phone. Great example of how we can build consumer apps on a mobile platform. It's in the App Store today. It's called Photo Drive.
Great, thank you. Let's give it up for Fred Sampson.